What's up, traders? It's your boy Vincent, aka Vin Boss, and I am back with you with the top weekly Forex forecast. Now, traders, without wasting much of our time, I would like to say thank you for those of you who keep watching these videos. I see now my small views are increasing. This means I'm heading in the right direction, or I am doing what is perfect or expected from me by most traders. So, with that being said, beautiful traders, let's get into what happened last week, what we expect to see going into this week. As always, we do start with DXY, and with the DXY, what we have simply put is this move to the upside, which was predicted as soon as we had this strong momentum to the downside, to the upside, and like this. And remember, we did predict that this is a 5 wave correction. This is a Elliott wave of 5 waves to the downside, and a boom to the upside was imminent as soon as we had this, and we had the candlestick pattern into this. But before we get into what to expect on the DXY, let's firstly get onto what we did say, or what the signal was given on this YouTube video. Please, if you missed this YouTube and you're trying to validate what I am saying versus what is actually happening in the markets, you can go back to the videos, watch this video, go back to the videos and watch the entire video and see what is happening. So with the DXY, we are still biased to the upside, but before, let's see what I was expecting with this DXY signal. Right, last week on our deep dive, we did mention that this has to go up. It did go up, not enough to break this top, or rather this top. Instead, we do have a new low. This looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a complete wave. And also, it is still respecting our Fibonacci retracements, 61.8 and the 78%, which is right here. After this was a spike to the downside, push, spike to the downside, a push, and we do have our morning star pattern as we have seen in the picture right here. Now, this is our morning star candlestick pattern that we do have on the 4-hour chart with the DXY, meaning we are now going to buy the dollar today up until the end of this 14-day liquidity, which might end on the 2nd of April. So with that being said, traders, what do I want to see, or what do I expect to see? I do expect to see this move to the upside. I do expect to see this candle like this to break all these tops right here and make that 1:20 risk to reward ratio. Now, traders, this is what is expected from the market price action going into next week. Now, I don't believe we might come down to retest, but this level right here, the broken, let me just highlight it with this brown horizontal line here, and hopefully make it thick so that we can remember it during the week. This level right here, which is the 99.60, if we do get a pullback from the current price levels and we come down to this might already be a great place to look for buying opportunities to take out profit right here at 100.88 or 100.89. This is where our risk to reward ratio of 1:20 is, the target profit is. Now, with that being said, what I expect to see happening from the beginning of the week is we might somehow see the continuation to the upside, and we will update from during the week what is the next possible move. Remember, it will be on, let me just confirm on my calendar right now. It will be on the 3rd. It will be on Tuesday. It will be the 3rd of, no, it wouldn't be the 3rd. I'm sorry. Looking at it will be, or yes, it will be on Thursday, the 2nd of April. Of course, it is 2nd of April. And from there, this is when we will update. Up until Thursday, we still are going to reach, of course, our 1:20. I think this might just continue to go up and take the profit. But if we do have a pullback, this is a great place to look for buying opportunities and go to the upside. Now, thank you for watching the DXY. Let's go straight over to the euro and the dollar. So traders, with the euro and the dollar, very simply put, what we do have is a retest of this 14-day liquidity that we did mention on the beginning, or for the past week, or for the past 2 weeks, as we are coming to the last days of this 14-day liquidity. It needs to move after Thursday, so it can move to better and adjust to the 14-day liquidity, or to the new position of the 14-day liquidity. But before we get to that, I would also like to mention that this deep analysis will be updated on Thursday or on Friday, as it will be part of the new analysis that will determine the next 14 days of this trading journey. So with that being said, beautiful traders, let's get to the euro and the dollar. But before we get to the euro and the dollar, I would like for us to remember that for you to join the Vinboss Signal Factory, you have to register your trading account with an exclusive XNS link. In that way, we can check and track how you are winning and how very much, or how close you are following our trading signals on. Verify your trading account details, fund the minimum of $100 and more under our XNS exclusive link, and then send proof of registration to me in Telegram, which the link to the Telegram is t.me/Vinboss free signals. I repeat, the link is t.me/Vinboss free signal. But you can also check or just Telegram search us on YouTube, Vinboss Signal Factory. This is where you'll get this video. This is where you will get the majority of the videos, the updates that we are doing on the Telegram channel and that we are doing on YouTube. We also share most of the, if not all, the YouTube videos that are on Telegram, or that are uploaded right there on YouTube. So with that being said, beautiful traders, we are now going to deal with the euro and the dollar. So the euro and the dollar, before we get to anything else, let's go and see what it did have in store for us, or what the signal was from last week, so that we can understand what it is like being in a signal now, and how is it that we saw it coming from here, that we are still going to go to the downside as we are currently going. So let's see. This also looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 completion of wave correction. Why do we see this as a completion? Because of the tails that we have reached. As soon as we reach this place, nearly, we are now testing our moving averages, and similar to the dollar, we do have a evening star pattern right here, which this bullish candle might also lead us to be a bearish by the time the London session opens and we go to the downside. We break this top, make out 1:20 risk to reward ratio. Now, this video was even done before the London session opened. Now, this is the kind of stuff that you would want to deal with if you say you have a mentor. You want someone who's always analyzing the market for you, making it easier for you to see. Now, very simply put, what I would like to see before Thursday, if we do get a pullback, this is a great place to look for selling opportunities again to the downside, to make this 1:20 within right before Thursday or even Friday, because right here on 1.1557 is a great place to look for selling opportunities. This brown thick line that I've identified with the one on DXY, if you pay close attention, this is we are going to sell the euro and the dollar, and we have been saying that we should be selling the euro and the dollar as soon as it completes this wave of this corrective wave of 5 waves with the Elliott wave patterns if you are familiar with them. So with that being said, I still expect to see this come here and go there, or rather just keep on making lower lows until we break this, and then a pullback might give us another fantastic setup that can either allow us to go to the upside or the downside depending on where the market closed on uh, Thursday, the 2nd of April. So with that being said, beautiful, fantastic traders, this is the DXY for you. Let's make sure that we go over to the pound and the dollar. So traders, with the pound and the dollar, very simply put, we were still bearish also on this currency pair, and we were bearish to the downside, especially from this. And from this level was the 14-day liquidity, of course, and this was 1.3410. This was 1.3410, and as soon as we did reach it for the first time, started looking very good to the downside, failed to make a new low, came up to retest the last time, and came to the downside. Now, the reason why this was a fairly 1, 2, 3, 4 deeper than usual, and 5 and started to fall directly and is even now closer to making this new low here is because we are getting a weaker pound. You can see that even on this currency pair, the moving averages have already confirmed the crossover here. They are making a cross to the downside, acting as resistance to price as soon as price reaches these levels, and it started going to the downside. So that being said, beautiful traders, let's just see firstly what the signal was. This was what the signal looked like, and more traders were on edge thinking that we might go to the upside, but this results that we are seeing right now, it is the current market situation of us continuing to the downside as intended. And with that being said, beautiful traders, there wouldn't be no market analysis without confirming with what the video was saying on the signal while it was still being aired out live. What do we expect with the pound and the dollar? Very simply put, this is still a problem of us trying to break to the upside. So very similar to the euro and the dollar. Let's zoom in a little bit so that you can see the same candlestick, the same candlestick pattern we do have here, which is the evening star. I will always try to show you the evening star candlestick. This is exactly what is happening. This is the evening star. We are going to go to the downside since the evening star here on the pound and the dollar has formed on the 4-hour chart. Now, traders, back to the charts now. With the charts, what do we see? We see that not only are we at our 14-day liquidity and our wave liquidity at the same time, we are also pressurized with 4 of our moving averages, which are all tested at the same time. Now, the best probable opportunity for us to do, or that we are going to see, is movement to the downside. That is on the pound and the dollar. We are not expecting any buying opportunities. We are only looking for selling opportunities. Now, if we do, we both have seen in the euro and the dollar, we both have seen in the DXY that if we do go to the wave liquidity above on the DXY, this Now let me not waste time on the monthly liquidity because we did not get to the monthly liquidity. Now this is where the signal was, and this is the tension after, and this is the release of that tension. Now what do I expect to see from now on this currency pair? Very simply put, if we do get a pullback, this would be a great place to look for a pullback. Why not put a brown horizontal ray on it, just like in previous currency pairs? This would be 1.3354. This would be a great place to look for a selling opportunity once again if we do get a pullback before Thursday and the market be falling right before Thursday. But, and this is a big and obvious but, we can continue like this and make this before Thursday. And remember, this is the week of non-farm payrolls, so either the market goes straight down, take out profit, or wait here and move on Friday to the downside. Please make sure you do not forget that. But worry not, as I personally will be with you traders on this or during the weekly basis and timing the videos. So with that being said, beautiful traders, this is the pound and the dollar on its own merit. So with that being said, we are expecting the pound to continue to the downside, the overall direction to the downside, not to the upside. So that is it from the pound and the dollar. Let's go directly and see what the US dollar and the Japanese yen has in store for us, or what it has done over from last week. And traders, with the US dollar and the Japanese yen, beautiful buying opportunities from our 14-day liquidity right here, which is 157.77. Buying opportunities. This was covered in the deep dive. If you are following us, the first deep dive that we did on the US dollar and the Japanese yen, we did cover this. Bearish to the downside, continuation to the upside, break of this, and we are expecting to take out structure right here, which we are 75% closer to reaching our target than away from it. And this is, let's see, firstly, this was the signal. Yes, this was the signal on the deep dive. As soon as we got into this, we did explain more about this. We did explain more about the bounce to the upside, of course. And this is rather still the results, the current trading results that we do have with the with the US dollar and the Japanese yen. So with that being said, this is not the only thing that was covered. Let's get into this. So traders, with the US dollar and the Japanese yen, we are already in a trade from last week. You do remember with our deep dive, we did give this signal to the upside. If you don't remember this signal, please go to the video and check. We do have this movement to the upside, and this is the pullback that we had on from yesterday. And after that, what do I expect? Very simply put, similar to what we do have on these currencies where I show you the morning stars and the evening stars. I would like for us to zoom in and see what this means to us. This right here, this candle looks like a morning star, and right exactly where we have liquidity right here, and you see tails coming in, testing again, and another tail coming in, testing, and never closing below this liquidity zone. Of course, this, or you guys can call it an imbalance. It doesn't matter. What matters is we are having 1, 2, 3, 4 candles in a 4-hour chart that are retesting the same level but not finding it to break below. Now, what do we expect from this? I expect to see this go to the upside, confirm our buy of 1:20. We are already into this, and with us getting into this, we already have or do have a break even down here. If we do come to the downside, of course, and break even, we are still going to look for buying opportunities right here. For people who have missed it, this is a great opportunity. If this does not activate any buy stop or entries in the lower time frames to the upside, then going to the downside and reaching this level right here will be the greatest level, of course. So either way, we are looking for buying opportunities, and we are not selling this currency to the downside. We are only buying it to the upside. Now, do you see the power of joining Vinbo's Signal Factory? Every signal is discussed and every signal sticks. This is the morning. This is the morning uh, candlestick pattern that I was talking about. The morning star. This is it. And after it, they came down, came and started making high highs and lower lows slowly to the upside. This means there's something about a market that is moving just like this to the upside, as opposed to the market that is moving just like this to the upside, right? This has breathing, this has definitive powers going to the upside, but the market that is moving like this can go on for long period of time. So this is exactly what we do have ever since we had that morning star candlestick pattern, and we are now going to the top to take out structure right here at our profit target. Now here, very simply put, traders, if we do have another, if we do get a pullback, this is going to be a great place to look for buying opportunities. If we do not reach our intended target, this is going to be a great place to look for buying opportunities, and then a go to the upside to take out structure right here at our take profit level, which is 161.301. This is where we would take profit at. And with that being said, traders, this simply shows strength, and not only strength from Vinbo's Signal Factory, but rather what we call precision. I do expect to see us come up and take this one out right before Friday on the NFP, so that we can get new fresh ideas or continuation patterns to continue buying the dollar in this war. So with that being said, and by this war I do mean the Iran, Iran and Israel USA war. So this is part of why we are buying. As soon as they got into the war, I did mention that we are going to have a safe haven asset move like this one, and everything else has been going to the top just like this, just like we expected, and nothing is changing so far. So with that being said, thank you for following these videos. Right now, we are going to the very last but not least currency pair, which is the US dollar and the Canadian dollar. So with the US dollar and the Canadian dollar, beautiful traders, what we have to do is remember the fact that the US dollar and the Canadian dollar, I remember back when we started trying to look for buying opportunities in the dollar from here, and traders were looking for selling opportunities, and I gave it that if we do come to the downside and retest this would be a great place to look for buying opportunities. We did have a buying opportunities also last week. We did take profit from here, from this buy. Our 1:20 ended around here. And if you are with us with the real account traders community, you already know what I'm talking about. But if you are not with us on the real account traders community, you might have to be with us on this YouTube channel every single day to remember that this was a fantastic buy from here, and our 1:20 was not automatically out since the beginning of this 14-day liquidity right here, and we should be taking profit from here. But as soon as this ended, I started giving the signal that we might come down, retest here, this new 14-day liquidity, and start going from this to the upside. And with that being said, moving like that, with that being said, moving and bouncing from these levels twice gave us a clear objective to go to this. We did get this move only in the lower time frames because we use the higher time frames for direction but lower time frames for entries and confirmations. So with that being said, on the 30-minute time frame we did get this to the upside, and that was a fantastic move. I don't have to talk much on this. Let's go and check what the signal was. This is how the signal looked before everything else, and this is how the signal now is with the US dollar and the Canadian dollar. But the entirety of the story is we are now closer to take profit than in any other currency right now. So that is not the last of what we usually do in here. So with that being said, traders, let's go straight to see what the US dollar and the Canadian dollar had in store for us to see how we did enter. We wanted to see this come to the downside, retest this level of 1.36730, and then a continuation to the upside. And the market has already done that right now with this bounce and then a continuation to the upside. Now, traders, I don't know how much to stress this. All I can stress right now from me to you traders is that this is right here. This is how you are going to join and be part of these trading signals that I've been taking right here on YouTube, live every day, live every week, winning every day, winning every week, wave for wave, wave for wave, wave after wave. Now, with that being said, register your trading account with the exclusive XNS link that will be left under the video description. Verify your account details, fund the minimum of $100 or more, and then send proof of registration to me in Telegram. And the link to Telegram is t.me/Vinboss free signals. I repeat, the link to the Telegram is t.me/Vinboss free signals, or you can Telegram search us with Vinboss Signal Factory. You can find us, the channels there that has many and many YouTube videos uploaded inside. That is us with this. Now, back to this. If you missed it, RIP. This was one of the most beautiful signals that you could have taken, but going into the deeper ends of the new 14-day liquidity, I will definitely show you where and how to catch the next wave, because trading forex is like waiting at a train station. There's always another wave coming, like there's always another train coming, or there's always another opportunity coming. So if you miss one, don't beat yourself up. There's another one coming. You gotta relax, especially if you can take the ones that suit your trading account or that suit your trading style. So traders, that is it from me. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you like, you subscribe, tell your friends, tell whoever you think should know about this channel to like and subscribe and change their own trading style or their own trading system. From me, Vinboss, that is it. Thanks and bye bye.